Still loading in, folks. Still loading. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Sports Scope. I'm your host, Robert Butler. Got a big show tonight, everybody, okay? Long show tonight. We've got my full first round NFL mock draft. I feel like, folks, that I have everything as close to what it's going to be. Several hours and weeks of studying this stuff, listening to reporters, hours and hours, worked on it Sunday, made some adjustments last night with some reports I heard, and I believe it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks. I will explain that here in just a second, everybody. So we're going to go over that. Bucky Brooks on Speak For Yourself made an interesting remark about Justin Fields and the Baltimore Ravens. We'll get to that. Also, looks like we got some fifth round option action talking about with the Ravens and also with the Cleveland Browns. All right. Anyways, so welcome to Sports Scope, everybody. Let's see. Live viewers' comments show up on the screen. Okay. All right. So first, let's go over the news here. Okay. As I indicated, when Orlando Brown, when he was given the permission, tell them more followers to join you. Okay. When he was officially given the permission to seek a trade, I said the Chiefs with Schwartz going out, Mitchell Schwartz getting injured. I know they got rid of him, and of course their Eric Fisher, he tore his Achilles. Both of those guys are no longer on the roster. They were injured, okay, and so they had. I knew that they should have went after what they did. I did not know that they actually got a fully restuffed offensive line. I will go ahead and show you that real quick. I'm telling you, folks, these guys are, I don't normally pick a team to go back to the Super Bowl, but I tell you what, they are really impressive with what they've been able to do to makeshift this offensive line like this. It's unbelievable because, you're starting to pay other players on this football team, folks. I'm going to try to remove that thing. I don't know why that just doesn't look good for me. Okay. All right. It just looks a little smoother now. But I was trying to look and find out exactly who they had here. I know that they've got this Cal Turney guy. Okay. So they made the trade to get Orlando Brown, gave up first-round pick, and let's see, who else did they get? Thought I had it screenshot. Okay, here we go. The Ravens acquired 3 picks in the next week's draft, this week's. A first-rounder, got the 31st overall, a third-rounder, a number 94 pick, and a fourth-rounder, as well as a fifth round in 2022. But check this out. Look what the Chiefs got. Chiefs got Orlando Brown. We know about that. This is what gets left out. They've also got Baltimore's second-round pick this year, the 58th overall in the 6th round. The Chiefs come out like a bandit on this deal. The Chiefs look great. Kudos to the Kansas City Chiefs, all right? So this is what their offensive line looks like, not including Tardif. That's the guy who went to he opted out to help out in Canada. He's some kind of medical guy with the COVID stuff. Okay, so they got Orlando Brown now at left tackle. He's playing great. I watched him. Then you've got Joe Thunley at left guard. They got him from New England. They got the center, Austin Bly, from the these are all veterans, and 2 or 3 of these guys are Pro Bowl level. Brown and Joe Thunley from New England. Got the center from the from the Rams, and they got Kyle Long. That's the right guard from the Bears. And, of course, they got Mike Remmers from they kept him on. So this is a makeshift offensive line. This looks great for this team. And, you know, you've got these guys here replacing Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher. You know, I'll tell you what, I watched a lot of their games. You had to, if you're playing daily fantasy, you have to watch a lot of the red zone plays with Kansas City, because it seemed like every week, Pickles, I was taking, or every other week that I can fit him in there, I was taking Travis Kelce, and it paid dividends, right? So between him and Mahomes and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, this is what they had problems with. Now, this wasn't brought up too much because they were scoring like nobody's business in the red zone, and they were practically a one-loss team all regular season. But the truth be told, this team struggled to run the ball in the red zone. Too many gadget plays, too much Tyreek Hill shovel passes. This team needs to get back to power running the football, being able to score, making this Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Man, you draft this guy in the first round, man, make him your workhorse. They need some straight line running there for this football team here. When you got a talent like Pat Mahomes, who's already adjusted that big contract, by the way, and the opposition fears the running game from the running back like that, with this offensive line, this guy could be that much more unstoppable. You got to think about the Super Bowl. Early on, Kansas City scored first. That was a 3-0 game. Kansas City had room to run in that football game. But if they stuck with the game with this offensive line, that game is much closer. I can't guarantee you that Tampa wins that game, but I will say this: that is that much more that makes it that much more deadly for this team off play action. And when you got a play caller like Andy Reid, and you got a running game like that that's actually respectable, and you're not running away from opposition, you're running head on. Look how good a guy like Ryan Tannehill is off play action. Look how good Tannehill. Think about how good Patrick Mahomes would look off play action when you have a legit draw play that is feared when you're getting pushed off the ball. With this offensive line, you can do that. And they got away from that. They got way too finesse. And when you have a power running game, you are keeping your defense on its heels. They cannot rush Pat Mahomes. I do believe that's what they should do, and that's probably what they will do. They need more rushing touchdowns out of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, because when you start to get closer to the playoffs and the games get bigger, the defenses are better, the offenses are better. That's why they're there. You're going to need that element added on to your game where Mahomes don't have to do everything off play action. You don't have to grab that many rabbits out of hats, okay? So I think that it was an excellent move. Kudos to the management of, I think his name is Brett Leach, the general manager up in Kansas City. This team is more than worthy enough to go back to the Super Bowl. I'm not officially calling it. I think Cleveland's going to be really good. They've upgraded their secondary. I still say Buffalo's probably going to be there as well. Those two teams are going to be your main competition as of now in the AFC. I'm just talking AFC. Look how well this team moved the ball against the Ravens on Monday night, early in the season when they were fully healthy. So you got to look at it that perspective of how good they can be. They can actually be that much better. They can actually play at different speeds. Now you've got another year under the belt of Patrick Mahomes. So I thought that was interesting. Kudos. I very much like that. I like the fact now they've got 2 second-round picks. And, of course, the Ravens, they draft well. They're going to be fine. They'll have Ronnie Stanley back at left tackle. Listen to the now that according to it was on Rich Eisen's show today. I want to say the head coach there, not John Harbaugh, he says that I guarantee you we're going to pick up Lamar Jackson's fifth-year option. Cleveland's fifth-year option was picked up with Baker Mayfield. I get it. Neither are signed to a long-term contract. Okay? But Bucky Brooks on Speak for Yourself made a brilliant. This guy's a draft guy. He's scouting background. He works with the NFL Network. He was on FS1 Speak for Yourself with Marcellus Wiley talking about Justin Fields with these extra picks the Ravens have. If they go after Justin Fields, what it could do for them to maintain their roster. It's what I've been telling you. I'm glad somebody with a bigger platform is saying it. Listen up. Well, if I can find it. Here we go. Hold on. Get to the app there.
Started Lamar Jackson at quarterback. John Harbaugh actually set the table further. He said, we are the army of the National Football League, meaning we run the football, we play option football. This is something that is systematic that gives us an advantage over other NFL opponents. And so with that, I started thinking, okay, if they're talking about being the army of the National Football League, that means that he is taking a collegiate approach to how they do it. And so now when we look at the fact when it comes to building a Super Bowl team, it is factual that when you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, you can build a better team. It puts you in better position to build a Super Bowl champion. And so when you look at the situation now where we are with Lamar Jackson is about to have his fifth-year option picked up. He's about to be a quarterback that commands maybe $40 million. Eric DeCosta said, man, it is really hard to build a team when the quarterback.
Okay, Eric DeCosta is the same guy from Moneyball. Long story short, he's the general manager now. Ozzie Newsome built this team up. He's taken what Newsome did and building upon that. Okay, what he's saying is what I've been saying. That's a new thing. You want to get a quarterback on a rookie contract, okay, to build a Super Bowl team, or one taking rookie contract money, Tom Brady, to win this Super Bowl, okay? So, with these extra picks that the Ravens have, Justin Fields is seen to fallen in the draft. They've got 2 first-round picks, all right? They've got 2 first-round picks. They've got defensive players today. They can come up to 8, 7 probably with Detroit. Give them some defensive players in those 2 picks, and you probably got yourself a 7th overall pick. Lamar Jackson is in his 4th year. Justin Fields needs a year to sit. You let Jackson play this year out, you're going to be able to maintain that great defense. You're going to be able to keep Mark Andrews. You're going to be able to possibly extend Hollywood Brown, add more defensive players, actually get more wide receivers that come to this team. Sammy Watkins came to this team because that was one of the only few teams willing to offer him. They're overpaying for people, and other wide receivers, Kelly Galladay, to name one, Carlos, have turned him down. Guys, they are 32nd in pass offense. Now I understand, like he's saying, Bucky Brooks, they're like Army. Talking about not the U.S. Army, the University Army football team with all those crazy running option plays, right? So what he's saying is, why don't you just simply let Lamar graduate so you won't pay him $40 million a year? You have a year for Justin Fields to come in. By the way, Justin Fields ran a 4.44, okay? He has twice the touch now as Lamar Jackson has ever had as a passer. We know that. You can keep the same offense, add a few passing plays in there with the Justin Fields. And I'm going to tell you something. That Buffalo Bill game last year, if you had a Justin Fields with 2 years experience on that team, they beat that Bills team because their defense is better. The Bills could not run the football. Okay? Justin Fields makes that play in the red zone for a touchdown where Lamar Jackson telegraphs it. It's a pick six, and he gets hurt on the same play. You see what I'm saying? This is a blueprint, especially when you've got a simple offense like they run. With that 40 time of Justin Fields, you can be cooking with gas right there. And I think it would be, that is a brilliant idea. Your Lamar Jackson lovers, oh, blah, 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 you're always looking for something wrong. They're 32nd in pass offense. You have to make key plays in this league to win Super Bowls. Do you think they're going to get better, Pickles, when they're paying him $40 million a year versus $5? It's not going to happen. They're going to get worse. Joe Burrow and Cincinnati's coming up. Cleveland's picked to win the division next year. Buffalo's getting better. I haven't even mentioned the NFC. Okay? So I thought that was interesting food for thought. They're probably not going to do it. They're going to probably keep Lamar Jackson, I would say, which is a mistake. It's just a huge mistake. He's a nice guy. I get it, folks. It's nothing personal. There's certain throws you have to make in this league to win, and you either make them or you don't. He can't make them. He's very lucky to even beat Tennessee last year. He did come back from Tennessee, worst pass rushing in whole league. Really bad secondary. Very fortunate to have made that happen. Okay. There was this lady named Diana Russi, Russi, on the, hold on, let me see. This is going into the draft, okay? I got a whole first round, guys. You got to bear with me. Diana Russi on the Get Up. This was on Monday's show. This told me everything I need to know about the mock draft. This is, she let that out, and nobody caught this. But me, I mean, I'm the best in the country at this stuff. So I just don't have the right platform. But nobody caught this, Pickles. Listen up. I emailed it to myself, and I'm going to play a soundbite on the Atlanta Falcons and the 4th pick. Stand by.
You into superheroes?
All right, let me turn my little commercial off YouTube here. I was surprised I even found it. I did not think I was even going to find this, but I ended up finding it anyways. And let's see what, I think it's the 4:35 mark here. Stand by, folks. We're going to get it here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here we go.
They have attended every single quarterback
on the Atlanta Falcons.
Every one of them, they've had a representative there. So they obviously had interest in a quarterback. And I was told they have their eye on one. If he's there, they will take him. If he's not, they are very open to trading back to.
Bingo. That quarterback is not Justin Fields. Okay? Kyle Shanahan with the 4th pick, with the 3 pick, basically, in so many words, it says, number one, they're going to move off of, they're likely, he was joking around about Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know if we'll even be alive by Sunday. They're going to move off Garoppolo, and we want somebody, this is John Lynch too, we want somebody that fits our offense. Keynote, that means that the 49ers are going to take Mac Jones. Got it. Okay? Justin Fields has had nothing but bad news come out about him in the last 3 weeks. Poor work ethic, and now he's got epilepsy, epilepsy shouldn't be an issue there. I mean, but Alan Faneca's had seizure problems, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. So, but that being said, him coming back to his home state with the work ethic issues, I seriously doubt Atlanta is going to take him. So, my thing is, they're going to take Trey Lance. So, with the first 4 picks, everybody, and I'm going to get to my sound effect. I'm going to go through the whole first round mock draft. Took me several hours Sunday, and I had to adjust some of this yesterday, and I finally got it all squared away today. All right, and I got my little sound effect there. So let's go through the mock draft. You just heard what this reporter from ESPN said, okay? She hinted, and I'm going with it, that if Trey Lance is there, quarterback North Dakota State, he will be Atlanta Falcon. They must be watching Sports Scope because I made the case for this last week, okay? So
we're going to do a mock draft. 16 picks here. So I've used scouts.
Man, I hate it when my phone does that. Okay. All right. So let's get right into the mock draft, everybody. Number 1, not really any kind of no breaking news. We've known this since the season was over with. Trevor Lawrence will be a Jacksonville Jaguar. Zach Wilson, Carlos, will be a New York Jet, okay? Why are they taking Zach Wilson and not going after a veteran, Russell Wilson? For one, he was not on Russell Wilson's no trade call list. And then for Deshaun Watson got in all this issue, you don't want to say trouble, had these issues with these lawsuits with massage therapists. Why didn't they go after him? Because they want to build a quarterback on a rookie contract. Chris Collinsworth says that he looks great, Zach Wilson, on tape, and you can keep him on a rookie contract. You should have saw me earlier, Carlos. Bucky Brooks from NFL Network says that the Ravens need to go after Justin Fields and keep him on a rookie contract, as that's what Super Bowl teams do. Once you get a quarterback on a rookie contract, you can build a well of a team around them before you have to pay him $40 million. And then once you do pay him $40 million, then you have to start working the adjustment game, okay? If you don't do that, you're not going to win the Super Bowl. You're not going to have the legacy that you thought you may have. You're either Tom Brady or your quarterback on a rookie contract. That's what wins Super Bowls nowadays. Look at the last 5. Philadelphia, Carson Wentz was on a rookie contract, okay? Tom Brady, very low salary, less money than Matt Stafford since 2009, okay? Jared Goff in the Super Bowl, rookie contract. Patrick Mahomes, rookie contract. So it's going to be Zach Wilson at number 2. And like I said, all indications, Mac Jones will become a number 3. And from what this lady, Diana Rusi from ESPN, Trey Lance is that guy. So Trey Lance will be the number 4 pick. Quarterback. Okay? So those are so let's start this draft at number 5 with Cincinnati, and the pick is in. Okay, the Cincinnati Bengals that need a left tackle like nobody's business. I know they got Jonas Williams. I think they're going to. I think they're going to move him off. They're going to take Penei Sewell from Oregon. Sewell can play right or left. Sewell has not allowed one sack in his whole career in college. 1 sack. He won the Outland Trophy as a freshman. And I'm telling you, this guy. Hold on, guys. Let me change out my podcast here. Okay. All right. Now I'm back. I'm gonna have to change out my next alarm. I'm doing everything all at once here. Okay, 23:53. That's actually perfect. Okay. So I know Jamar Chase wants to be a Bengal. Joe Burrow wants Jamar Chase. That's not the wise. I think they're going to go with Sewell and put him with Jonah Williams. Flip-flop either one. Sewell's probably going to be the better player. I think he's in there going to be the better player. They're going to keep him, probably eventually move him to left, put Williams there. They have a center they like. So Penei Sewell from Oregon will be the number 5th pick. Okay, so that leaves Kyle Pitts on. Miami's on the clock. Miami makes the selection. If I can do my little sound. I love these little sound effects. I love this. If I can find it. All right. Hold on, folks. I'll get it down here in just a second. Okay. Now, Miami, if Kyle Pitts is there, Miami's going to take him. There's without any doubt in my mind, Kyle Pitts will be with Mike Gesicki. 53 catches, 703 yards, 6 touchdowns. You put them two together, it opens up your running game. If you got these two tight ends, Pickles, and you've got Will Fuller, and of course Devontae Parker, that opens up your running game. If you can't win with that, Tua, you can't win. They've also got another pick, Carlos. Listen, they've also got another pick. They went defense a lot last year. Keep in mind, okay? So Miami takes Kyle Pitts at number 6. Number 7. There has been a trade, but a selection will be made. Okay, at number 7, the Patriots make a move with Detroit. You say, why? Carolina is talking way too much quarterback talk. Way too much of a threat at number 8. The Patriots, I hear they like Fields. Okay? They like Fields. They've got Cam Newton. Cam Newton's going to be their starter this year. They paid him. They haven't paid him a ton. They got Cam Newton. Okay? The Patriots trade some picks. Okay? Probably a second-round pick, some future first-round pick. They come from 15 all the way to 7, and then they take Justin Fields. So all these quarterbacks are off the board, all 5 of them out, okay? So they take at 7. The Patriots make that move. It only makes sense to go to Detroit. Detroit don't want a quarterback. Carolina and Denver, okay? All right? So, number 8, Carolina is on the clock, and they make the pick. Man, I love that. I love that draft noise, Pickles. Okay, Carolina needs an offensive lineman. I get it. I hear it. But that being said, they wasn't that bad. They're anywhere from 18 to 15 offensive line ranked, okay? Carolina is terrible against the run. They need somebody to help out with Derek Brown, defensive tackle, Pickles, they took out of Auburn. They need somebody to help out with Auburn. They need a replacement for Luke Kuechly, who retired the year before last year. So I think they take the best defensive player on the board, and this guy is Michael Parsons, 4.38 linebacker, good speed, great play, probably the best defensive prospect in this draft. I think Michael Parsons, linebacker out of Penn State, this is kind of a shocker here, goes number 8 to Carolina Panthers. Kind of reminds me of Von Miller a little bit, Carlos. Okay, number 9. Denver does make a trade, but they don't trade their 9th pick. Denver trades a second-round pick. They're rumored to trade it. Denver takes a trade, a second-round pick, and then they pick up Jimmy Garoppolo, okay? They get Jimmy Garoppolo, Carlos. Remember, you mentioned that earlier. They do get Jimmy Garoppolo with their second-round pick. This head coach there, can't remember the guy's name now, whatchamacallit there, he has to win now. Drew Lock is not the guy. George Patton's saying that, and he's the general manager. So I think they make that pick, that they still have the number 9 pick. And number 9 pick, they will take the Rashawn Slater out of Northwestern. He's a guard tackle. Preferably, this guy's going to be a tackle. So I think he's going to be a tackle. Now I'm looking here. I almost passed him up. Okay, so number 9, Denver will take Slater. If Parsons there, they'll take Parsons. But I think he's going to be gone. I think he's going to go 8 to Carolina. That's the linebacker. Okay, Dallas is on the board at 10. Dallas has not moved up or down. I thought maybe they would work out something with New England, but now I'm thinking, no, that's probably going to be between the 7 at Detroit and New England. So Dallas needs a cornerback bad. They should have took the defensive pass rusher last year. They should have took a cornerback last year. They did not take a cornerback last year. So Dallas, if they're smart, they take Patrick Surtain Jr. Don't even think twice about it. Cornerback, 6 foot tall, out of Alabama. Others saying they may take J.C. Horn, which is Joe Horn's son. Both these guys' dads played in the NFL. Surtain Sr. was a lockdown corner. Junior, excellent corner, ball hawk guy, very well coached. I think Jerry Jones is wise. They take Patrick Surtain, out of Alabama cornerback. Okay, New York Giants. Here we go. At 11, Carlos. Okay, the Giants, I know Jamar Chase is still on the board. I get it. But they got Kenny Golladay. Do you want to play? You've got Sterling Shepard. You've got Ingram. You've got Ingram, Carlos. Now you're saying take the Florida quarterback with 11. No, you know that their head coach is a defensive-minded head coach, okay? I think they're going to take Kwity Paye, P-A-Y-E, who will get paid because I think he's going to be a top 15 pick, defensive end out of Michigan. Guys, I've looked at, they got Slayton. I know that the fans are wanting them to take Chase. I do not think they're going to do that. I think they're going to take Kwity Paye out of Michigan, and they'll probably get booed for that because that's how fans do. Okay, Philadelphia, number 12, same division. I think that the Eagles, who need corner bad, but they're playing with Hurts, the quarterback there. Young, Jalen Reagor, not really all that. Dallas go dirt. Zach Ertz, tight end. You're good there. You're good at tight end. The best tight end already off the board. They're going to be pressured like nobody's business to Jamar Chase. So I think that they're going to they need Horn. I would take J.C. Horn, but I feel like that this general manager, they're going to take Jamar Chase. That's the wide receiver out of LSU. Maybe probably the best receiver in the draft. One of the best receivers in all the draft. He falls all the way to 12. People can't believe it, but it is what it is. Okay? Jamar Chase from LSU. And I hate that because I'm not a big Jalen Hurts guy. I'm sorry, it's just not. I wasn't with him in Alabama. He had a little flash in the pan in Alabama. I wasn't impressed with him at Oklahoma, and I really wasn't impressed with him maybe at one or two games in Philadelphia. That's a different story. Okay, and they very well may take a quarterback, but I doubt it. Maybe in the second round if Keelan Mond out of Texas A&M's there in the second round, I think they may do that. They may trade up for a quarterback in the second round. I kind of like him better than Cal Trask from Florida. Okay, 13. The L.A. Chargers pick is in. All right, now the Chargers also need offensive line help. They would love for Penei Sewell to fall down. They would love for Rashad Slater from Northwestern to be there. They still have, this is a deep offensive line draft, okay? This is a deep offensive line draft. So I'm thinking that they take this guy, Christian Darrisaw. If Slater's on the board, they'll take Slater. But I think Slater will be off the board at that point. So I'm thinking they're going to take Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle, Virginia Tech. Okay? Minnesota 14. Okay, Minnesota, Mike Zimmer. They need offensive line help. You have a defensive-minded head coach. They also need a pass rusher. They didn't have a good pass rush last year. They got thrown on a lot. They had to get rid of some cornerback guys. They had to get rid of some safeties. Mike Zimmer. Now, I'll say this. If Justin Fields, for whatever reason, is still on the board, I could see them taking Fields at 14 because Zimmer is on the hot seat, and he knows, going back to the quarterback on the rookie contract, that's why they lost a lot of players, because of Kirk Cousins, okay? But I think they're going to take Jalen Phillips, defensive end out of Miami. I think it fits the personality. Jalen Phillips, defensive end, University of Miami. Okay. And 15. Now, this is Detroit. Okay. Detroit needs a receiver. They need everything. But I think Detroit takes, let me see, we're at 15 here. Okay. Detroit's got 15. That was New England's pick. They take Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy winner, Alabama, 120-something catches last year, ungodly amount of touchdowns, receptions. His size has been an issue. That's why he goes after Chase, okay? His size has been an issue. So, but he's got the speed. Being compared to Marvin Harrison, a little bit lighter than Harrison, but he stayed relatively healthy throughout college. So I think that they're going to take Devontae Smith out of Alabama. And now we are moving up to 16. Okay, Arizona. J.C. Horn is still on the board. And remember, Arizona let Patrick Peterson go in free agency to Minnesota. This one's a no-brainer. I was going to say Greg Newsom out of Northwestern, but J.C. Horn, cornerback, over 6 foot tall, South Carolina. I think he's still on the board at 16. Arizona jumps on them like a duck on a June bug, okay? I think Arizona takes J.C. Horn out of South Carolina. If he don't go to Philadelphia, but if Philadelphia is sitting there with Chase on the board, they're going to take him. J.C. Horn, cornerback from South Carolina. Keep a note, Greg Newsom from Northwestern, cornerback, is still on the board. Remember, Northwestern gave Ohio State fits last year. And a lot of that was because this guy's a really good corner. Okay, Raiders. Raiders are on the board at 17 on the clock here. Okay, the Raiders will make their pick. They've traded away practically their whole offensive line. Right tackle, left tackle, center. No-brainer. I think that they take the best tackle on the board here. This guy named Tevin Jenkins, offensive tackle, Oklahoma State. I think they take him. It's a no-brainer. Okay, Carlos, 18. This is a second pick from Miami. This is their actual pick. The other one was from the trade from Houston that ultimately got Bill O'Brien fired. 18th pick at Miami. Okay, now Brian Flores goes back to his roots, defense. There's a linebacker from Notre Dame that keeps going up draft boards. His name is Jeremiah Osuwu-Moa. That is a long name. Jeremiah OWUSU, Core linebacker from Notre Dame. I think they take him with the 18th. Another quick guy, not as good as Parsons, but Notre Dame's been putting out some pretty good players as of late, particularly on the offensive line. All around, their players have been pretty well. So they've got this guy, linebacker out of Notre Dame, with the 18th pick. All right, 19. Okay, we are now at the Washington football team, and the pick is in. Man, I love that sound. We're going to hear a lot of that on Thursday, Pickles. By the way, Thursday, I will be on no show Thursday. I will be on around the time the Titans pick. During the draft, I'll be on the Northeast Streaming Show with Mac and Jack, okay? And I'll talk about the Titans and stuff and whatnot. So, little program announcement. Okay, Washington. They need offensive line more than I think that. Remember, they got rid of a wide receiver last year, but I think they signed another wide receiver. They did, actually, Samuel. They signed Samuel. Remember Trent Williams. They had a pretty fair offensive line. Trent Williams is now a 49er. So I think they take guard / tackle, this guy at USC, Southern Cal, Elijah Very Tucker out of USC. Washington takes them with the 19th pick. Can't be mad at them for that. Okay, 20. This one is a no-brainer. Okay, 20. All right, it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up between Caleb Farley, cornerback, Virginia Tech. This guy is 6'2". He's really athletic, but he's had back problems. He's had surgeries. Drew Rosenhaus is saying, well, this guy's going to be money. He's not going to fall past 20. But the fact that, according to my mock draft, this guy Newsome out of Greg Newsome, cornerback out of Northwestern, that's in the Chicagoland area, Pickles. So I think they take, the pick is in for the Chicago Bears at 20. They take Greg Newsome, cornerback, Northwestern. Hey, he's right down the street, right? Chicago, and he's rated pretty high. So Caleb Farley is still on the board. Maybe Tennessee takes him in the 20s. I don't know. All right, the Colts. The Colts are on the board here. They need tackle as well, 21. All right. I think this Colts team takes, there is an offensive tackle out of University of Texas. The pick is in. They're looking at him. The guy's picking up the phone. And the Indianapolis Colts will take Samuel Cosmoa. SamuelCosmi. That's the closest I can get to him. Offensive tackle, University of Texas. He's been going up boards too as well. He goes to 21 with the Indianapolis Colts. Remember, their left tackle retired. Okay. Tennessee. Tennessee lost 2 wide receivers, Corey Davis. They lost a tight end. I thought they should have let both of those people walk. The tight end now plays for the Patriots, Pickles. I can't remember his name now. And so they've lost Adam Humphries, okay? Titans need cornerback 2. Do the Titans take Caleb Farley, or do they take one of these receivers? Now, remember, they signed Jarris Jenkins, cornerback, and they re-signed the guy from they got in the trade from the Chargers. They got a slot corner there. Now, Jenkins is 33. But I'm beginning to think with Caleb Farley's injury there, I don't think the Tennessee go with Caleb Farley at 22. They could. I think they take the hot streak right now, which is this Ole Miss team. I think that they take this. The Titans pick is in. Elijah Moore, wide receiver out of Ole Miss. Got that 4.3, 4.4 speed, strong, goes up, gets the football. I really like this guy. He's been coming up on a lot of draft boards around this time. So the Tennessee Titans will take Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Ole Miss. Now, if they take Caleb Farley, I wouldn't be mad at him for it, but Farley's had the back issue. He's had a couple of surgeries, but he is 6'2", plays the position dominant. We'll see. Talent versus injury, I don't know. Now, they may trade down, but I think they'd probably take Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Ole Miss. Okay? 23, Carlos, I don't know if you're still there. This is another pick that the Jets got, and this was from the Seattle Seahawks trade, I want to say. The pick is in. All right. The Jets at 23, they need help on the offensive line to protect Zach Wilson, Carlos. They take center/guard Landon Dickerson out of course, Alabama. So I like that pick. You know what? At the beginning, the Alabama offensive defensive lines wasn't doing really well. As of late, with your Jonas Williamses of the world, your Cam Robertson, who plays for the got an extension there with the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're starting to play much better. So they take Dickerson out of Alabama. At the 23rd pick, the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the clock at 24, and they make their pick. All right. The Steelers pick Javonte Williams, running back out of Carolina. This guy is PFF's highest-rated running back. He's got the build, the speed, blocking ability, you name it. He's got the highest PFF Pro Football Focus grade. Najee Harris could go at this point. Travis Etienne from Clemson, I like him. This guy's more of a complete back, but this is very close. This is very close. But I'm going to trust PFF here. Could they go offensive line? Yes, but I think they're really high on running back here at this point. In as far as their ratings, that this guy can catch and he can run. He's got the whole chenille. Looks like Ray Rice a little bit. Okay. Hits the holes really good. Javonte Williams, University of North Carolina, with the pick. Okay. Now we're at 25, and the Jacksonville Jaguars have made their pick. I think this is from the Rams that they made last year, okay? All right, Jacksonville, who needs help like nobody's business at the defensive line, and the best rated player on the board at defensive tackle is Christian Barmore out of Alabama. Christian Barmore, defensive tackle, Alabama, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So they take Trevor Lawrence. Big hit there. No surprise. And then at 25th, with their second pick, these guys got a lot of picks in the top 100, I tell you, Pickles. Christian Bourne, defensive tackle, Alabama. Okay, I am at 26, and that is the Cleveland Browns. And the pick is in. Okay, now Cleveland needs linebacker. They have everything. Okay, I think that they take Jamin Davis, and it may be pronounced Jamin, Jamin Davis, linebacker from Kentucky. Kentucky's had some good players lately. They got a lot of speed on defense. They've had a defensive end that turned out to be pretty good. It's played for Jacksonville right now. This guy's another speedy guy, and he can pass rush the ball. I like him to play linebacker to help out that loaded Browns team, Jadeveon Clowney, Myles Garrett. Love this pick here for the Browns at 26. 27, Baltimore Ravens, one of their picks. Okay, they've had to overpay and for wide receivers. Okay, so this Ravens team, they still need help at wide receiver. So I think that they take Terrence Mitchell Jr., wide receiver for LSU. You can't really go wrong with an LSU wide receivers, Pickles, you know? 28, getting towards the end. I didn't know it'd go this fast, be honest with you guys. New Orleans Saints. Okay. 28, Saints need help at defensive back and wide receiver. Corners probably all off the board. Well, that's not true. Caleb Farley. I think they take Caleb Farley, cornerback for Virginia Tech. This guy's 6'2", guys. He played quarterback in college. He played wide receiver. Then they moved into corner, and he was dominant. He's had some back injuries. He had an ACL injury. That's going to push him back. But this guy's talent level is up there with some of the best cornerbacks in the league. Some people are comparing him to like a Jar Alexander type of guy. He might be the best cornerback in this draft from a talent perspective, him and J.C. Horn. But Surtain's got the bigger name, better coaching. So you could see, while the health issues, I think that they take a cornerback here. And plus, we don't know what's going to happen with Lattimore at corner. So I think they take Caleb Farley there. They could take Kadarius Toney, wide receiver out of Florida. But to replace Emmanuel Sanders, I think they go with corner, though. Okay? All right. Number 29. I don't know who this is at 29. I think this this is another pick from, let's see, 29. Looks like it's another Detroit Lions pick, because I forgot they made so many trades here. All right, so the Lions, well, they need everything: linebacker, defensive end, defensive tackle. For the highest quality guy that's on the board now, I think they take, according to my research, Zaven Collins, linebacker from Tulsa. Zaven Collins to the Detroit Lions. So they got Devontae Smith, a speed burner wide receiver to help out with Jared Goff. And now they've got this linebacker from Tulsa, Zaven Collins. Okay? All righty then. Let's see. Buffalo, number 30. Let's go to the Buffalo Bills. Bills. They need linebacker. They've always needed they need linebacker. They need pass rush. They need running back. They could take ETN. They could take Najee Harris. But I think the bigger need here is probably at linebacker. Help them out with the pass rush. Gregory Rousseau, Roussesseau, and I think it may be pronounced Rosier. He's a defensive end from Miami. I think he comes up there, helps the Buffalo Bills out there. Maybe the best player on the board at this position. They could take a safety. There's a safety out of Northwestern. Northwestern had a good defensive team last year. They may take him, but I think they go out with the pass rusher, Gregory Rousseau from Miami. 31, which is now the Baltimore Ravens' second pick. And, of course, they're going to need some help at tackle. Since they traded around Orlando Brown, they can use this guy at guard. So I think they take Jalen Mayfield from Michigan. Hold on. Let me restart my. Okay. So I think they take Jalen Mayfield from Michigan with that 31st pick. That's the other Ravens pick there. So they've got a tackle there, and they reach a little higher for wide receiver because of the Lamar Jackson factor. They're pretty deep on the offensive line. And, of course, you know, they're a running team. That pass blocking is more of an issue with linemen. So that's why I think I had them taking the tackle later and the wide receiver earlier, because wide receivers are harder to come by. They have to get the higher grade because Jackson's so inefficient. Okay? All righty. Tampa. Now, Tampa signed all 22 starters. Don't really need anybody particularly. They can use some help to help out with Levante David, who's a little bit long in the tooth. He's 32, 33 years old. So my guess is one of their leads is a linebacker. So the pick is in for the Super Bowl champs. I think they take this guy, Nick Bolton, linebacker from Missouri. Like I said, that's just to help out. That's the best player available. If it's me, I look at Keelan Mond if he's still on. That's the quarterback out of Keelan Mond out of Texas A&M at 32. Possibly could they get a kicker? They've got Ron Suck up there. They've got Leonard Fournette re-signed there. They're deep at receiver. They don't really have a weakness. They have a 44-year-old quarterback, and I don't know who they got as a backup. So I think that they could do that, Keelan Mond, but I think that they'll probably take this higher-end linebacker, Nick Bolton, out of Missouri. So that is my entire 32 picks there in the mock draft. Again, with the first four. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson with the Jets, Trevor Lawrence with Jacksonville, Mac Jones with the 49ers, and a Trey Lance with the Atlanta Falcons. When Diana Rusi said that for when she's talking about the Atlanta team, that let me know that person's Trey Lance. He's the one surging up draft boards. Also, Atlanta is talking about taking calls for Julio Jones, who only played 9 games last year. He's a big hit salary cap wise. They can't trade him till after June 1st, but they'll save $15 million if they dump him by after June 1st. I said this 3 years ago. I would have dumped Julio then. He's a great player, but he's often injured. And wide receivers making all that money. When you're paying your quarterback max salary, like they were with Matt Ryan, you could see their playoff chances diminish each year. You get deeper into those heavy salaries. It was an awful contract. Some are saying that maybe, San Diego, the Chargers would be a good fit there. They're a little inconsistent with their off receiver. Maybe the 49ers with Deebo Samuel and George Kittle, some have brought that up. When they get rid of, and I think Denver will probably make that trade for Jimmy Garoppolo, that would be a good pick. I would get rid of Julio. I said it 3 years ago. You could have got maybe a first-round pick for him 3 years ago and drafted this wide receiver, heavily deep draft, and they're more deep as the years have went along. They're deep in the second round in wide receivers. A.J. Brown was a second-round pick. DK Metcalf was a second-round pick. I want to say that Devontae Adams, Pickles, was a second-round pick. A lot of the good wide receivers are falling in the second round. You can re-sign them. Everybody talks about the Stephon Diggs trade to Buffalo. He had a great season, but they also drafted an excellent wide receiver there out of the LSU Tigers, and he's not even supposed to be as good as Jamar Chase. I can't remember the guy's name. Pickles, you know what I'm talking about. The rookie sensation there that we had really good fantasy days with out of doing really well with the Minnesota Vikings team. Okay? So I will not be on Thursday. Check me out around the Tennessee Titans pick time for the Tennessee for the NFL draft on Thursday. I'll be on the Mac and Jack. You can see me on the Mac and Jack Facebook or the Northeast Streaming Sports YouTube channel. I'll be on there. We'll talk about the Titans. Maybe if Caleb Farley's there, maybe they take him at that cornerback position, or they'll probably take Elijah McGuire. That's who I've got, the wide receiver from Ole Miss. But either way, we'll talk about it then. Falcons, take Trey Lance. You've already got Ridley. You got your good tight end. You got a fair offensive line. Trade Julio and take Trey Lance, okay? At number 4. Cannot wait. 2 days away. This is the most exciting draft, Pickles, I've ever been a part of. This is really good. Yeah, Mac and Jack, I won't be on there at 7. They'll probably start around 8 p.m. Central Time, I would imagine, the Mac and Jack show. I'll be on there. Tennessee's picking at 22, 10 minutes per pick. I'll probably be on there around 9:30 Central Time, my guess is. Hang out for about 25 or 30 minutes. And then, of course, I'll be on the Mac and Jack Sunday, 7:30 Central Time on their Facebook Northeast Streaming Sports for YouTube and Facebook. And then all this stuff I'll break down on Tuesday, my favorite drafts and everything. So have a good next few days, everybody. Good luck with your team and who all you pick. Any advice I would give to any organization, for everything I see, if your lineman, if your offensive lineman is rated higher than your typical wide receiver, if they're close, take the lineman in the first round, take the wide receiver in the second round. Do not listen to Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. Take Penei Sewell. Take the tackle. Do not take another wide receiver. We know Jamar Chase is an all-world guy, but if he can't get open, he's useless. Because what I'm saying is he's not going to be getting open if the pass rush is all over Burrow and he can't get him the ball if he can't run his route, is what I'm saying. I think he can get open, but if your quarterback's sacked and throwing the ball straight up, it makes no never mind. Okay? So have a good night, everybody. I'll see you, the ones that do watch, on Thursday on the Mac and Jack Draft Show. Have a good night, everybody.